So, have you ever really stopped and wondered what separates the wealthy from, well, everyone else? A lot of people chalk it up to luck, or maybe they inherited it, or they're just in on some big secret. But you know what? The truth is, building wealth isn't magic. It's architecture. It's about following a proven blueprint for financial control.
And this quote right here, it just gets right to the heart of it. Financial success isn't something that just happens to you. Nope, it's intentional. It's something you actively build, brick by brick, one good decision after another. The real difference isn't chance. It's deliberately using a set of principles that just work.
So what if you had that exact blueprint? I'm not talking about some get-rich-quick nonsense, but the real, fundamental, time-tested framework that people have used forever to build lasting wealth, often from nothing.
Well, that's exactly what we're about to do. We're going to break down the core principles that are the absolute foundation of financial freedom. This is that structured, proven framework for success.
Okay, first things first. Before you can ever hope to change your bank account, you have to change your mind. Seriously. The very first step, the one that everything else is built on top of, it's all internal. It starts with completely rewiring how you think about money. This right here reframes the whole problem, doesn't it? It shows that being broke isn't just about not having enough cash. That's just a symptom. The root cause is a mindset of limitation. Your financial reality on the outside is just a mirror of your financial identity on the inside.
And this is the first major shift. An employee mindset waits. It waits for instructions, for a paycheck, for someone else to give them a promotion. An ownership mindset, though, that takes 100% responsibility for the outcome. It's not asking, what's my job description? It's asking, how can I solve this problem? How can I create more value? That right there is a game changer.
Next up is how you look at the money you actually have. The consumption mindset sees the dollar and thinks, what can I buy with this? It's about spending on things that, let's be honest, lose value. The investment mindset sees that same dollar as a tool. It's a seed. It's a tiny little worker you can send out into the world to make more money for you.
And finally, we've got the shift from fear to growth. The fear-based approach is all about defense, protecting what little you have, avoiding any and all risk, just staying comfy. But a growth mindset? It gets that all the good stuff, all the progress, happens outside that comfort zone. It actually seeks out opportunities and understands that calculated risks are just the price of admission for really big rewards.
All right, with our mindset locked in, it's time to get to work. This is the offense of building wealth. We're talking about building a powerful income engine. And you know what it all comes down to? One thing: creating undeniable value.
Look, a salary alone is almost never going to make you wealthy. The real key is to master a high-income skill that's in high demand and, crucially, can scale. Skills like these, digital marketing, tech, sales, they aren't just about trading your hours for dollars. They let you solve big problems for a lot of people, and that is way more powerful than just relying on one boss.
And that's the bottom line right here. Your income is a direct reflection of the value you bring to the table. The market doesn't really care about your time. It pays for solutions. It pays for leadership. It pays for new ideas. So your goal isn't just to learn a skill. It's to get so incredibly good at solving a specific problem that you become essential.
Making a lot of money is only half the battle. Seriously. Now we have to switch to defense. Because it's not about how much you make. It's about how much of that money you actually keep and put to work for you. This is the step where so many people drop the ball.
This number right here, this is probably the most important rule of financial defense. It's a simple but unbelievably powerful habit. Systematically save and invest 20 to 40% of every dollar you earn. This isn't a suggestion, folks. It's a non-negotiable law for anyone serious about this. It's the perfect antidote to lifestyle inflation, where your spending just magically rises to meet your income, leaving you with zip.
And to keep yourself honest, just ask this one little question before you make any big purchase. In the long run, will this make me richer or poorer? That's it. This question forces you to see the difference between buying assets, things that will make you money, and just buying appearances, which do nothing but drain your bank account.
Okay, so you've shifted your mindset, you're boosting your income, you're saving like a champion. Now for the really fun part, putting that money to work. This is where we flip the switch on the multiplier effect, and your wealth starts to build itself.
This classic quote says it all, doesn't it? Compounding is just this amazing process where your investments earn money, and then that money starts earning its own money. It creates this massive snowball effect that, if you give it enough time, is the closest thing to actual financial magic. Time becomes your best friend.
Let's just look at this timeline to see how wild this gets. Investing just $500 a month at a 10% return, well, that's pretty good. After 10 years, you're over $100,000. Cool. But look what happens in the next 10 years. It more than triples to over $350,000. And in 30 years, you're knocking on the door of $1 million. The growth isn't a straight line. It's a curve that gets steeper and steeper. That's compounding.
And the multiplier effect isn't just about one investment growing, it's about building financial security. Wealthy people almost never rely on just one paycheck. As you can see here, they build multiple streams. A salary, maybe a side business, their investments, some rental income. Each one of those streams makes you stronger. So if one dries up, it's not a catastrophe. That diversification is absolutely critical.
We're getting close to the end of our blueprint, and this last section really ties it all together. Building wealth is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and that means you need principles that are going to sustain you for the long haul. Rock-solid discipline and a crystal-clear long-term vision.
Man, this is such a powerful idea. Poverty is fast. What does that mean? It means impulse buys, payday loans, get-rich-quick schemes. It's all about that instant gratification. But wealth is slow. It's the quiet, consistent, and yes, sometimes boring process of building something real over years, over decades. Real wealth is built in silence, not with a bunch of flashy posts online.
And this right here boils the entire blueprint down into one powerful, beautiful cycle. First, you learn a valuable skill. Then, you earn a high income with it. You save a huge chunk of that, and then you invest those savings wisely. You let it multiply through the magic of compounding. And then, and this is the most important part, you repeat. You just keep running the cycle. That is the engine.
So, the principles are clear. The path is proven. The blueprint is now officially in your hands. The only thing left in the equation is you. So the final question isn't about the plan anymore. It's about your action. What is the very first brick you are going to lay today?